Good morning, 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 good morning. It's just one of those days, right? It's a good thing. So it's actually funny. I'm saying it's one of those days. It's a good thing when there's a couple of things that have made me like go ah. It's funny. My son and daughter love Miss Rachel, and it's funny because in our home you find that the show is on so much you start speaking like it, like, oh my God, ah. But yeah, a couple of things have done that to me. So let's just go down the line and then we'll get to the good stuff and the bad stuff. Well, it's not bad stuff. Okay, so let's start with Rhino Bucks. I did not purchase yet today. The money is in transit. So right after this call, I think I'll be purchasing. In fact, you could see that it just hit Binance, right? So I will be doing that. Hey, Deb. Hey, Brian. So wherever it's at now, it's going to go higher. Good. That's a good thing. We reached a new all-time high in liquidity. I believe it was 113,200. I think that was yesterday. We're going to reach another all-time high in 5 minutes, unless somebody sells a whole bunch right before me, in which case I'll find you. No, just kidding. Okay, so that's good. The events for Rhino Street are going well. They will be done by June 1st. Please stop me when you've heard me say that before. I can obviously not be trusted because my optimism is surpassed only by my performance record of actually achieving these deadlines. But be that as it may, I am optimistic. I speak to our team and things will get done. Which actually, just a little color on that because it actually ties into one of the things I'm not thrilled about today. In my entire life, whether it's nature, nurture, when something looks difficult or can't be done, that's when I get really motivated. That's where I look at a thing, it could be a complete inanimate object, and I'm like, oh yeah, watch this. Right? Like I start at the impossible. That's not where I stop. And I say that because when I'm giving out guidelines and timelines, I think I superimpose myself onto my team members, which is unfair because Rhino really is all the passion I could ever have on a plate. So for me, it really is life or death. For our team members, although passionate, they have lives. I was actually thinking about my team this weekend, and it was the first time I actually thought that they have wives, that they have a family, that they do other stuff, right? Like I was talking to one of my team members Saturday. I was like, well, get on the computer. Let's do this right now. He goes, I'm not home. And it didn't even factor into my head that this person ever leaves his house, right? Like it's so funny how much I superimpose myself onto them in the sense that if I need to get something done, okay, everyone, I got to do it. Like, here I am. And, but I laughed because of my team members like, oh, I'm not home. I don't think I'll be home today. I was like, where are you? The aliens take you? Like, you should be home every second of every day. You should be waiting for me to tell you what to do. Which is a bit like that sounded rude, right? Like, not tell you what to do, but if something needs to be done, we should get it done. Um, That's not the case. It just isn't. People actually have lives. I have Rhino, right? Like I was walking to, I actually went to the gym today. I was walking to the gym and there's this girl that, does laps around the community. And she's like, oh, she always sees me walk my son to school. And she's like, oh, so how was your weekend? Bob, 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 how was your weekend? She's like, oh, I have a house down the shore and I can't wait for Memorial Day weekend next weekend. So I was like, oh my God, I remember when I was cool. Like I remember what going down the shore for Memorial Day weekend was. I didn't even know it was next weekend. Do you know it's May 22nd? Like when did that? Do you know my birthday is June 11th? When did that happen? Do you know I'm turning 37? I have no clue about any of that. Like I just figured that out today. The point being, when something needs to get done, this is all that exists. So I'm tying this in because when I'm talking about timelines, the craziness I just shared with you that was completely involuntary is actually what goes into the calculations of those timelines. So I'm sure if anyone's a psychologist, they think I'm certifiably insane, but anyone else would say, oh, that's why he's like really, like I just saw the optimism spiel out his skin. So I believe the event will be done by January. I did, Letty. I actually wrote back. I didn't get it. I did. I just did it like 5 minutes ago. and we made a special plan for you. Stripe should have emailed that out to you as well. If you don't have it, I will do it again. But cool. All right. So Rhino bot. So our team member, Steve, it's not like I have to keep it a secret. We all know Steve. Friday said, hey, it's ready to be tested. In fact, I even told you, hey, I think it's ready to be tested. I go, okay. But like when I go test it, please make sure it gets past step one. Like I don't want to look at it and be like, this is a ham sandwich. I was looking for a roast beef sandwich, right? At least allow me to like get to step 2 or 3 before I say, wow, this didn't work. So I get to the website Saturday morning. So I'm like, all right, he said yes. I tested it, it's good. And I'm like, okay, great. So I was like, all right, I don't need to get to it Friday night. I could spend some time with my children. So Saturday morning, I get to it. I go to the page, and the bot is at the bottom, right? So it's not even like the little, it's not even like the chatbot icon. It's just this big block at the bottom, like a messaging. And without me even touching it, it goes, what did it say? No response found. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, this is actually the opposite of anything. Like, this is as bad as I could have expected things to be. So I messaged him, and this is our Saturday conversation. He goes, I did test it. I don't know why it's doing that right now. So I was like, all right, it is what it is. Now, this individual is just super smart. Like, he created the automations. He created all the front end stuff. So he's just really, really smart. He's like one of those. Rhino Bots has now gone on for, I think, 6 weeks. At 40 hours a week is 240 hours. At his hourly rate. The point is, these numbers start getting large. And as the manager, right, of operations, these numbers get large enough that it now pulls me in and says, okay, Ian, you have to make a decision. And my decision is I'm staying with Renobot. Like, I love it. And it's just the best idea ever. But that being said, we're working with Microsoft, which is a partner. We're working with OpenAI, which is a partner. We have AI at 4.0 that we could use as a partner. I'm sure there's like customer service somewhere. And these things have instructions for you to go ahead and use it. Now, mind you, the instructions are in like computer code language, but can I translate it? I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is I don't know if I'm being overly ambitious, absolutely insane, or spot on when I say, can I just get my hands dirty and see if it takes me a day or two? Now, I think that's really offensive to the person that spent 6 weeks doing it if I'm all of a sudden able to do it in 2 days. Which leads me to believe that I don't think that's possible. But the other end of it is, well, let's go back to the whole craziness I just shared. Like that is my super. Like tell me I won't get it done, right? So I messaged. We do team messages every day. I go, listen, get with me later. Let's spend a couple hours collaborating. But once I catch up on emails and once I catch up on everything, I'm getting my hands dirty in it. I'm going in it. I'm seeing what could be done because the reality is, do I think that there's nothing on the entire internet that could make a chatbot? Like, am I losing my mind? Let me guess. The only chatbots ever in existence are people that have like PhDs from Harvard. I'm pretty sure there's a company out there that said, "Hey, listen, let's make a dumb version. Like, let's make a chatbot for idiots, right?" Well, duh. Like, pick me, right? Like, I don't know how to do that. So the point being, I'm I'm getting a little bit more hands-on with that project because I'm getting sick of just coming out here saying that it's not done. And that's not derogatory to anyone. It's just, what's the president say? The buck stops with, well, when we had like a reputable president, the buck stops with me. Like, I have to get it done. So this is me telling you, I'm going to get it done. So that's that. Saturday went well with prompt engineering. In fact, we published the book. So those that have the bot, yeah, I know. Like, hey, bot, fix yourself. Um, Renabout's worth, yeah. So it went well. For those that participated, we did a presentation how to actually write and publish a child's book within an hour. And we did it. I got confirmation from Amazon that the book has been published. Now, mind you, we're going to take it down because anyone that saw prompt engineering, we just did it. Like, it wasn't because we were trying to do it as a soft cover book, but we didn't have enough pages, so we just threw it into Kindle. But it wasn't edited for Kindle, so it's not impressive at all. But the point being, it's done. The question on my mind is, can I spend a couple of hours and further develop that into a product? I think so. Um, so I got to see if my time allows me to do that. But I think so. Also, what I was thinking about this week. So we do an email every day. And sometimes not that I forget to do the email, but I'm unable to get to the email. Like the day didn't allow me to do it. And what I've seen so far this weekend, and every time we do like a special offer or a money raise, the power of our email is good. Like we have a really good audience and everyone's in this together. So we've never ever thought about doing any type of promotion emails for anyone else for compensation, right? Anytime anyone said, "Hey, listen," and there's actually a couple offers out there that people that I've worked with before, even some people in this call, where I've said, "Oh, well, we're Rhino. We would love to help you. When you get your thing up and running, I would love to write an email saying, "Hey, this is Ant, and he's been with us forever, and he's starting this thing, and we want to be supportive, and I want to share this with everyone." And anyone that's I've ever had that conversation with will know I said I will take zero. Like I don't want like that's a conflict of interest. I don't want compensation for stuff like that. Then I was thinking this weekend, how many times we've missed sending an email, and those days are quite valuable to other people, right? Um, so we have, I think, like 10,000 opens every single day. Um, Roughly 4,700 unique opens. So sometimes people open twice or three times or whatnot. So the 4,700 is actual people that open up that day. 4,700 different people that open up every single day. And I was thinking to myself, so our Rhino email platform is really just it's hey, we found out a cheat code, let us teach it to you. But once you learn it, do you really need to continue in it? In fact, the people that are in Rhino email at $1 a week are simply just, I support Rhino, I'll give them the $1 a week, right? Which is like 7 people. Um, so I was thinking to myself, is there a pathway that we can go ahead and, I don't want to say sell, because that sounds dirty, but is there a way we can create a Saturday email or a Sunday email? Like, can we give that day away to someone for compensation? Now, of course, that compensation goes directly to Rhino Bucks, which is what which is why this is percolating in my head because the compensation is not going to Anthony. The compensation is going to Rhino Bucks. Therefore, the receivers of the email, all of us, don't look at it as dirty. It's not like, oh, my eyeballs are being sold and my eyeballs are being sold to someone else because I had the foolish, intent to believe this Anthony guy, this Rhino is is um is noble. No, in fact, they indoctrinated me in. I opened the emails, and now they're promoting other people, and they're making a ton of money off me, thinking I'm their friend. That's not the case, right? So if the compensation goes directly to Rhino Bucks and everyone owns Rhino Bucks, well, now you open the email with a very, very different um, point of view. You open it as, oh, okay, this is Rhino Sunday. Let's go see who it is. And you know what? I would like to be supportive. If that's something I like, I will click it because I know that these clicks are going to equal the performance metrics that are then going to be used to bring on the next person, bring on the next person. So could we, and again, I don't know the word to use, I don't want to say sell, but for lack of a better word, can we sell our Sunday email for $100? And I think the answer is yes. If you have 4,700 individual people opening it, that comes out to like 20 cents a person. The point being, whatever that market price is, if the performance metrics continue as strong and the person gets like 100 clicks or like 500 new leads or whatever, um, what would that be worth? And the question is, I guess the answer is I don't know what that would be worth, but I know that if Rhino Bucks could bring in an extra 1,000 a week that goes directly to it, I think everyone's happy, right? Like again, it's all these different ways to go ahead and deplete the supply. So this isn't something I'm moving on, but it is a thought that came to my mind. And as every thought, I think it out loud because we're in this together. So if someone's like, "Hey, Ant, that's horrible. Like I don't like it." Well, okay, cool. Like thank you for letting me know that. Now I know that it was a bad idea. Or if it's, oh, Ant, that's actually kind of a good idea. I think I would just change this, this, and this. Okay, great. Um, so the process is I'll share it with you, and then I'll give it a couple of days, and if let's see where it goes. Maybe we have a better idea tomorrow. I have no idea. So that's that. Ask Guy how to build. Yeah, definitely. It's getting close to that. Oh, hey, Frida. Um, so for this weekend, so you're gonna laugh at this. This is another total like could have opt-in or opt. Yeah, no, you could, Carl. So there's another total Rhino thing, right? So we said if we got to 50, there'd be a special surprise, like a bonus. And I already have it in my head and I can't wait to do it. We're at 48. So now here's the thing. If it were Anthony, Anthony would say, all right, 48 is close enough to 50. Duh, like I want to do that for everyone. I would actually feel really ugly if I was like, no, you got to 48, you didn't get to 50, so, shoot. Because that just sounds rude, right? Like, really, Ant, we're not worth two to you. But this isn't Anthony. This is Rhino, right? So Rhino has an opportunity here. And the way I see it is Rhino could say, hey, the plan was 50, we only got 48, you lose. Now that's really ugly. Rhino would never say that. Rhino could say, the plan was 50, you got to 48, let's round it up to 50, and then everyone's happy. But that's self aggrandizing because there is a third option. Rhino could say, you know what? The email tonight, I'm going to tell everyone we're at 48. We didn't plan on extending it past the weekend, but in a in a shared benefit, we're going to say we're at 48. We want to get to 50. All we need is two. Give us two tonight so we could do the bonus for tomorrow. The point being, when those 4,700 people opened the email and only 48 of them, joined or did whatever, that leaves a lot of other people that are like, all right, I'm one of two. I can do this right now. In which case, do I believe we'll get those two? Yes. Meaning tomorrow, what did we do? Rhino found its pathway to benefiting Rhino, which benefits everyone. Exactly. Thanks, Letty. So I say that out loud because I see what marketers do. There's one marketer in particular that every day is the last day to do something, and then it's like, oh, by mistake, we could do it again tomorrow, or like we weren't expecting to do this. Like, get out of here! Like you were expecting to do this nonstop, but we really weren't. But we're at 48, and I'm like, I could round it up, and everyone would be happy. I could say no, and everyone would be sad, or I could actually be creative in the benefit of Rhino and say, we're 48. Just give us two more. Rhino's happy, everyone's happy, and we acted on the betterment of the company, right? So I think that's what we're going to do. So few people, I'm raising my hand, do not look at email over the weekend, too busy. Well, Robbie, we're not all as cool as you. Like, not even the slightest. But I will send it tonight at 7:30. And Robbie, if you were one of them or not one of them, and I don't know, then, jump on it. I haven't updated the ledger. I'm going to. Um, we actually had a lot of new signups too. So I think the ledger's going to look really, really strong today. I mean, it always does, but I think it's going to look stronger. And then lastly, I shared with you the newsletter for our lease. I live in a luxury apartments, which by the way, I don't think I'll ever own anything, but apartments. And the newsletter never went out. Like I'm going to go talk to them. They're over there. I'm like, guys, where was the newsletter? So that's still to come, hopefully, right? So I think that's everything. I think I nailed it all. I haven't finished my emails. I'm going through them right now. I think I'm at. Am I back? I think I'm still at yesterday PM. So give me another half hour to do that. So by 11 o'clock, all the emails would be responded to. By 12 o'clock, the ledger would have been completed. I think I'll jump into RhinoBot then. And I do want to have a new program out by Thursday of this week. So we will have another money source, which is good. Honestly, if it meant more money to Rhino every day or week or what the result, yeah. It's just, it's always about Rhino. That's all that matters. That's it. That's it. If people even knew half my personal life, they would say, Anthony, like, why? And I would say, if the answer is not Rhino, or the question's not Rhino, go tell it to someone else. So anyway, a little insight into old Anthony. All right, I love everyone, love, 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 and I will see you tomorrow. Check out the ledger by 12 though. It's going to be quite great. All right, bye. Oh, and I have to update you on Twitter ads. I have not even updated myself on Twitter ads yet, so I'm going to be looking at them. I'm kind of nervous that the performance isn't great, but I gotta look into it. So, love, love, love. Bye.